Need help with your wagon?
Think we'll be all right.
Aye, you betcha. We'll manage.
True, the barrels are ample, but we shall pour some off of each soon.
Change is coming.
True. No denying it.
Nilfgaard flees, yet here it seemed nothing could move them.
Left their wine behind too. That's generous.
Sure you don't need any help?
I believe we will manage.
Where you headed? Nearest inn, by the looks of it.
Yeah. Supposed to meet someone first, at the former campsite of the Nilfgaardians. You take care now.
Run, Roach. Let's go!
Master Ort. Probably got held back. You're late.
Soldiers,
Blocking the roads, I know. No matter. You have it?
as agreed. 38.5-inch blade. Weight just under 40 ounces. Silver-plated siderite steel core. Glyphs and runes both the length of the blade and on the hilt.
Beautiful.
Been in this trade for 3 decades. Only the best swordsman of the calling for my wares. When I say no Witcher has, or ever had, a better weapon, you ought to trust me.
Reputation precedes you, Master Ort. I'd never doubt you.
The inscription, as you asked.
Davin hern am gladiel, mocham fin aisen.
The flash that cuts through darkness. The light that breaks the night.
Exactly.
Classic Elder Speech runes, no styling, simple and precise.
May I?
It is yours. If you'd like to test it, have my lackeys put out a training dummy.
Your payment. Gems only, as requested.
If you've an eye out for work, heard of striggers prowling the Maribor forest.
Thanks. Need to visit the tavern first, but after, who knows?
Good luck on the path, Witcher.
Master Witcher, over here. Ready and blades to try.
Run, Roach.
Wait! The Witcher!
Footprints. A dwarf's. All right, out. How was your trip? Smooth sailing?
He's still on about that leaky tub from the Isle of Mist. You're lucky you and that lass weren't in it with us.
You'd not have fit anyhow. We're so laden that boat, we barely made land.
And it reeked of fish manure.
You stole my boat.
Borrowed. We knew it was yours, still is. You don't think we'd do...
So, gonna give me...
Why in the gods need...
Fair enough. How'd you wind up?
Our affairs brought us here.
Folk around here needs
We've shifted our efforts.
investors.
They've come for us.
What's going on?
You've not seen us?
Where are the dwarves?
Dwarves?
Do not play games with me, Witcher.
Dagborg?
The new governor. The chalice must be found.
That a threat?
The Witcher will not...
That's enough of that.
Oh, thank you for that, Witcher. Told the lads back then you're a good fella, and we shouldn't have took your boat.
Heard you've gone into investments.
Aye, aye. Investments in...
That extra gold chalice could come in handy. What did you do with it?
We don't have it.
We'd share it with you. We would, but...
Aye, you got that right.
I don't want you.
Witcher's got their creed. No stealing.
We make exceptions.
Oh,
Giddy up.
We march in 2 hours. Any man not standing ready in full outfit will be considered a deserter. You have grown lazy.
You will talk.
I will come back for you, I promise.
bow before your new lord.
And protect her.
The noble Lord Dagborg assumes his lands to rule with grace and justice. Debts, burdens, and encumbrances.
If it weren't for us, the Black Ones would have sat here stunning.
Is it done?
Yes.
Did he believe you?
I have no idea.
For the cockatrice. And we've a new contract. It won't pay much, but I think it worth the toil.
You've been busy. It's yours.
A witch's silver sword.
Like it?
It's beautiful. May I?
Not here. You'll have ample opportunity soon enough, Witcher.
What's this inscription?
An old Witcher's motto. Had a sword like this once myself, but this one's better. Much better.
Let's try it out then.
Wow. That was pretty good.
The Third Northern War ended. The invader from the south achieved complete victory. Robbed of Radovid's tactical genius, the northern realms could not withstand Ymir's countless legions. Black banners appeared over Novigrad and all Redania. Weary of rebel raids, Emir Var-Emreis conceded, restoring Temeria as a realm in liege to the Empire. When the guerrillas laid down their arms, the Emperor shifted his forces to other fronts. Through Nilfgaard's victory, Temerians got their country back. And history, once again, proved a consummate trickster. Having dealt with Radovid, Emir of Var-Emreis did the same with enemies domestic. The Emperor's loyal spies named all who had conspired against him, traitors, soldiers, and aristocrats alike. Though their mutiny had only been a murky plan, the Emperor showed no mercy, as was his wont. While the continent bled engulfed by war, Skellige bloomed under Ceres's enlightened rule. Unlike those who had come before her, the young queen did not raid foreign shores, looking instead to her people, tending to her land. The island-bound nation prospered, though its fangs of yore were dulled. Cirilla, Fiona, Ellen, Rhiannon, heir to Nilfgaard's throne, chose the life of a witcher on the path. Geralt taught her all he knew, every skill he possessed, then each set off on their own. Soon word of the ashen-haired witcheress had spread throughout the north, from the Yaruga to the mountains of Kovir. Hard as it may be to believe, Geralt planted roots in faraway Kovir. He and Triss settled down, their home warm and smelling of freshly baked cakes. Guests were always welcome, no matter the day or the hour. The Witcher would take jobs at times more from habit than need, for Triss earned a true fortune as the mage advisor to Kovir's king.
Wow. Is that it? Wow. So there you have it. This is my third playthrough of The Witcher. Technically, I played it once, then I got the game with the extras, so I had to play it through again before I could access the extras. This is the same game, but this time I have played it through on a harder difficulty. To be honest, I didn't even really realise it was a harder difficulty, because it was really nice. It was a bit challenging, but not too challenging. Anyway, so in this game, I persevered to try and get the best endings for everything I possibly could. Because the last two times I played it, both those times, for some reason I had Ciri die and I had to live that sad ending where Geralt was like, no it won't, my daughter's dead, which is, as much as I love that, hearing adopted people calling each other family, it was sad. So here are the following things that I did to make this ending the absolute best I could. I spared Horson Jr. because I can't remember why, but apparently that's a good thing. And then, because then someone else takes his throne or something and make sure the underworld isn't too bad. I completed Now or Never, I'm not sure what that did, that's just what my note said. send Ciri to Kaer Morhen. I did that last time. There she helps us fight, and then she goes off with Lambert. Killed the creature in the Whispering Hillock. Now, I didn't realise this the first time I played, I did kill it. The second time I did not. And I realised what happens if you don't kill it. Anna, the Baron's wife, will die. The Baron will then hang himself. Someone will take his throne, so to speak, and make the land not a good place. Not that the Baron made it specifically a good place, but they will really not make it a good place. So you have to kill the creature. The orphans die, unfortunately. Which I did not tell Amy, because she did as part of the game. But the Anna will live, the Baron will try and heal her, and the lands will be as peaceful as they can be. I back Ceres, as you saw, which is good, because Ceres is then a brilliant ruler of Skellige. And again, I did this in my previous 2 times as well. Some of these things just came naturally to me, others I had to look up. Nilfgaard rules, but Temeria restored. Now, I can't remember, or I don't think I did this in the past too. To do this, you have to side with Vernon, Roach, and Wes, which means killing Dijkstra. I feel like I probably did this because I never trusted Dijkstra in the first place, but I cannot remember. The main thing that I changed, apart from Ciri's outcome, was romancing Triss instead of Yennefer. The last 2 times I romanced Yennefer, and this had little to do with preferring Yennefer and more to do with the entire thing feeling like I should be with Yennefer. And this time I didn't, and I could see the difference in Geralt, in Triss, and Yennefer was kind of okay with it after she threw me into the sea. So, and as we just saw in the end there, because I was with Triss, we went and settled down, and that's lovely, frankly. So I'm really glad I did that. Romancing Triss didn't change anything in the cities or things, which most of the other things did, but it did give us a very nice conclusion just there. And I'm actually now looking forward to the DLCs, where I know, because in my previous game, the DLCs, I settled down with Yennefer. In this one, I will now be settling down with Triss. And yeah, I kind of enjoy that. So in order to have Ciri be a Witcher, first of all, I did not bring her to the Emperor in Blood on the Battlefield. I didn't do this in the past 2 previous things either, because she may be his blood daughter, but I know a thing or 2 about chosen families, and no. But then I had to note the things I specifically had to do to make this happen. So I had to do at least 2 of the following. I can't actually read it because it's dark in here. In Blood on the Battlefield, I had to say, I know what might cheer you up. And then we have a snowball fight. I did not do this in the last 2. It seemed like something I would do, but I did not recognise the snowball fight at all. I have to encourage Ciri to speak to the Lodge of Sorceresses on her own. I remember not doing this either, because I thought she would want me there. I say go for it when Ciri loses her temper, which I accidentally skipped the cutscene, but later it was alluded to. I realised they basically ruined Avalark's lab, which was pretty fun. And then say, yeah, I'll go with you when Ciri visits Skyjewel's grave. I know I did that in the previous 2 times, but the 3 other things I did not do, and since you have to do at least 2, I did not get that ending. So that's one of the main reasons I wanted to replay it, other than getting a trophy for harder difficulty. I wanted to replay it to get a good ending as much as absolutely possible. So I literally made notes, and it's taken me quite a while because it's a long game and I don't have much motivation since I played it before. But eventually I got to the end, and I am so glad that I decided to do it again and finish off. Also because since it was on harder difficulty, I had to be very careful with what I took on. I had to take on everything below my level first before even trying something at my level, or even 1 below, and I had several struggles with things that seemed below my level but turned out to be very hard. Again, I didn't mind it too much. In gaming, I feel like there's a fine line between frustration and challenging, and I found this challenging. I didn't find it frustrating, except for when this Ekamara killed me like 5 times in a row. That was rather annoying, but mostly I found it, and the ending battle wasn't even difficult in the slightest, and I don't know whether that's because I was used to it by now, I have things to do, or whether because I've done it before, I don't know. And like I said, I barely even realised it was on a harder difficulty. I was aware it was, but I didn't really see it because, I don't know, I'm good at video games. because so I actually rather enjoyed having to brew potions, having to use oils, having to actually pay attention to things rather than just charging in head first and killing everything. So I enjoyed having to actually plan and get things and do them properly in a certain order, and saving quite often, because it does have an autosave but it's not very good, and many times I've been frustrated by this. So yeah, that's the end of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The good end where Ciri lives and becomes a Witcher. I found out there's 3 ends, the one that I got both times before, the one where Ciri supposedly dies, and Geralt goes and gets the medallion back from the crone, and then sits in the thing and is sad and presumably is ripped apart by monsters, which isn't fun. Like I said, the only good thing about that ending is the awfully despairing way when the werewolf says, "Get the girl another medallion, she'll get over it," and Geralt says, "No, she won't, my daughter's dead." Now, as much as I love adopted family referring to each other as actual family names, it's a sad ending. So this time I tried so hard to get a good ending, and the other ending, apart from this one where Ciri lives and becomes a Witcher, the other ending is Ciri lives and goes back to the Emperor and is her daughter and is the heir to the throne. I thought I might do that next time just for the sake of seeing it, but I just don't think that's what Ciri wants, personally. And I've been ever so annoyed the past 2 times I played this game, because I've tried to do everything I thought Ciri would want, but she died both times, despite me trying my best to help her. So I had to eventually look it up because I just couldn't bear it. So there you go, that's a good end of The Witcher. I quite enjoyed that, although it wasn't very long, and I got quite tired of it eventually, and like I said, it was a harder difficulty, so I did have to work for it, which means that I needed even more motivation than usual to get to it, and so on and so forth. But I did enjoy that in the end. I'm glad I saw that ending, and I am glad that I did end up going for it. Let's have a look if there's anything. I'm pretty sure after the credits it will just take me back to an old world, and I'll be able to pursue the DLCs. And like I said, I'm interested in that because I want to see how Triss and Geralt will settle down in the vineyard place that you get given in the DLC. I also remember skipping pretty much all the cutscenes in the DLCs when I played them first, because I had just had to skip through the entire game again, and I wasn't really in the mood to sit and watch things. So maybe I'll watch the cutscenes this time. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so here we go. So now we simply have the other quests, our expansion packs, and I assume we will then live there. Whoa, oh, we're in Kaer Morhen, that's nice. And I assume we will then carry on as happens. So I'm very glad that I didn't read that, whoops. Was it important? Oh, I think it said about the New Game Plus, right, yeah. So I'm very glad that I did that, even though it is a long game, and I mean, that's one of the reasons I got it, to be honest. When you have not much to do, you tend to want to do something long, and it is a long game. It gets boring in places, not as boring as Red Dead 2, we don't talk about that. That thing is ridiculously boring, oh my gosh, don't even. But it's a long game, and there's a lot of choices to make, which I don't enjoy all the time. As I say, I'm very good, but which means that all my choices are probably too nice, or they're difficult because there isn't really a nice option. As Geralt says, if he's to choose between a lesser evil or a higher evil, he'd rather not choose at all. And I feel like that's very prevalent in The Witcher. Anyway, I played this game because is this? Okay. Because I watched The Witcher on Netflix, or I started watching it and I didn't like it, so I didn't watch it. Instead I played the game again. So that's kind of why, although like I said, I wanted to play it again. And anyway, I've been rambling on for ages and no one's going to watch this, so let me just finish it there. But I'm glad I did that, and there is the ending to The Witcher 3.